Welcome to Talk Maniac. Today we dive into a question that's on everyone's mind but few dare to ask out loud. Is India heading toward a Gen Z protest wave like we saw in Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka? The stage seems set. A dominant government tightening its grip, powerful billionaires accused of crony capitalism, millions of frustrated young Indians facing unemployment and shrinking opportunities. But will it all explode, or will India's system contain the storm? India in 2025 is politically stable on the surface. The BJP-led government controls parliament, dominates elections, and has a vast grassroots machinery. But beneath stability lies growing unease. Student leaders and activists are arrested under UAPA and sedition-type charges. Internet shutdowns and censorship orders make India one of the world's leaders in digital crackdowns. New rules even allow district-level officials to demand takedowns of online content. This is not just governance, it's control. The system is built to prevent sudden, leaderless protests from going viral.
On the spot सेंटर चेंज किया है इन लोगों ने।
3 लाख करोड़ का घोटाला है।
इसी सेंटर पे 3 दिन से ऐसा ही चल रहा है।
जब तक हमारे साथी टीचर्स नहीं आ जाएंगे, हम यहाँ से हिलेंगे नहीं।
सरकार बदलनी पड़े, सरकार बदल देंगे, लेकिन न्याय नहीं से।
Now let's talk about India's young majority. Over 65% of Indians are under 35. Official unemployment might hover around 5%, but youth unemployment is much higher, near 18–20% in urban areas. For millions of educated graduates, degrees don't translate into jobs. This frustration boils over every year: exam paper leaks, delayed recruitments, campus suspensions for protests. Every local protest looks small, until you realize they're all symptoms of the same disease: lack of opportunity, lack of accountability.
वाले पेपर में ये सवाल 25 में रिपीट हुए 70%, तो वो बोले ये तो अच्छी बात है।
रेलवे की पिछले 5 साल से कोई भर्ती नहीं है, फीमेल टीचर्स तक को हाथ खींच करके ले गए।
उनसे ये नहीं पूछा कि एडिक्विटी पहले ब्लैकलिस्ट हो चुकी है, उसको फिर से टेंडर क्यों दिया? इस पर उनका कहना था कि हर सेंटर पे जा के थोड़ी देखेंगे कि सेंटर है कि नहीं। 55,000 बच्चों के साथ अनफेयर हुआ है, ये वो खुद मानते हैं।
Here's where things get combustible. In India, names like Ambani, Adani, and Jindal are not just business figures, they are symbols. Adani Group, accused by U.S. short seller Hindenburg of stock manipulation. SEBI's 2025 ruling cleared him inside India, but many still whisper political protection. Ambani Empire. From telecom dominance to retail expansion, critics often call it too close to power. Anil Ambani has faced CBI charge sheets in fraud cases. Jindal Group. Long-tailed corruption allegations from coal allocation scandals still haunt their name. For the average young Indian, these billionaires represent everything the system protects: wealth, privilege, political connections.
सारी कैटेगरीज के टीचर आए हुए थे कि हर एक सरकारी पेपर में दिक्कत है।
उनका कहना है कि 10% लोगों के साथ गलत हुआ है, हमें पता है।
When the government clears them but jails students, what message does that send to Gen Z? Now let's cross the border. Nepal. Gen Z flooded the streets against corruption and unemployment, forcing major political concessions. Bangladesh. Student-led movements challenged entrenched power structures. Sri Lanka. Young people stormed the presidential palace when economic collapse hit. What triggered them? Clear corruption or elite profiteering, visible youth suffering, jobs, inflation, unfairness. A catalytic moment, usually violent state repression or sudden economic collapse. India shares 2 of the 3 ingredients: visible inequality and deep youth frustration. What it lacks so far is the spark. Let's break it down. Local protests already happening: exam leaks, farmer rallies, campus unrest, high likelihood. Regional multi-city protests, possible if a single grievance unites youth, like recruitment scams or a corruption bombshell, medium likelihood. Nationwide Gen Z revolt like Sri Lanka, low likelihood right now. India's scale, diversity, and strong state machinery raise the barrier. But remember, the same controls that silence protests can backfire. If students protesting jobs get beaten and that video goes viral, it can spread faster than censorship can contain it. And if a financial shock hits India while crony capitalism is on every headline, that could light the fire.
You said my life matters.
So where does India stand today? A powerful government backed by laws and censorship that thinks it can contain dissent. Billionaire empires that keep growing, while ordinary youth struggle to find jobs. a restless, digital native generation that has watched their peers in Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka rise up. The real question is not if India's Gen Z will protest. They already are in small pockets. The real question is when those sparks will converge into a wildfire. Until then, the billionaires build, the politicians spin, and the youth wait. But history shows, when the young finally decide enough is enough, no government, no tycoon, no empire can stop them.